What is up, people? It is me, Monster58, and welcome back to another video review. Today, we are going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Leader Class Optimus Primal. In my opinion already, I'm going to say this right out the bat, probably one of the best Studio Series figures we've ever gotten, and also, little disclaimer, my very first Optimus Primal figure. And so, this is a new avenue for me. I've never really had too many Beast Transformers throughout the years, so again, this is sort of a new thing for me. So, taking a quick look at the box, though, we do have some really nice artwork of Optimus Primal here from the movie, Studio Series 106, Optimus Primal, Rise of the Beast, Transformers, obviously the Generations and the Hasbro logo. Have more nice artwork of his robot form here as well. We do have some more nice artwork of his gorilla form here, Studio Series 106, Leader Class, here at the bottom. And then finally, we do have our obligatory product shots, Transforms in 34 steps. We have, obviously, his gorilla mode here, and then we have his robot mode here as well. And as you can see, we do have a display stand that is representative of the jungle where he first appears on Earth in the Rise of the Beasts movie. So, very, very nice, but again, I don't really care all that much for it. So, without further ado, I think that's enough for the box. And so, let's get this guy out of the box and see how he is. Alright guys, so here we have the Transformers Studio Series Leader Class Rise of the Beasts Optimus Primal in his Gorilla Mode. And I gotta say, this looks really nice. It's just one of the things I'll say right off the bat about this figure that is just a little disappointing is it's kind of hard to get this guy in his four-legged pose, because as we know, real life gorillas, when they walk around, a lot of the time they use all fours and they use like the tops of their fists to walk around, right? We see that all the time with regular gorillas. And with the way that the legs are designed in gorilla mode here, it's a little hard to get this guy to stand correctly. Like, you kind of really have to bend these, like, kind of super far, and then it kind of looks even more awkward. Like this, like he's, splitting his legs a lot and stuff like that. It just kind of looks awkward. And also, I think that the arms are just a tad bit too short in this mode to reflect, like, and really get that hunched over gorilla pose that, normal real life gorillas actually have. So even though I do think that this is a really good gorilla mode, at the end of the day, this is the one thing about it that disappoints me. But getting him into the pose that we do see him, into a pose that we do see him in the movie, let's get him into the standing up pose that we see him in. A decent bit of the for the decent bit of the trailers as well as the film, and here he is in his gorilla mode. And I gotta say, guys, this does look absolutely amazing. Like, it looks really, really good. So, taking a look at some of the details here, you can see that they have all of the fur is all sculpted out, and you can see all this molded in detail there, which is really, really nice. Got a beautiful head sculpt here. You can see very nice painted face, the silver. Then you have like this dark navy blue, and then you have the eyes, which are painted as well, the sort of green that you expect them to be. Then you have more detail here for the chest, more here for the abdomen of the gorilla mode, and then down here through the legs as well. Very, very nice all around. Got some more of that fur here as well. More here on the side. Nice silver paint as well. And also plastic quality also is very, very nice on this guy. He feels really good. He feels really good. And then you obviously have weapon storage here on the back, but you also have more here. But the only other issue I have with the gorilla mode is that his legs, his robot feet stick out. And so this kind of looks a little ugly, but I guess, kind of the best that they could do given the way that this guy transforms and everything. Overall, still really, really nice. You even have more details here in the back. You can see this nice bit here, this silver bit here, and then more of the molded in details. You can see a lot of it. Very, very nice, especially like here. Very nice molded in detail. Go all the way down and even more here. So overall, absolutely amazing looking gorilla mode. And the way that these weapons just store on the back is that you basically have two slots here on each of his shoulders, essentially. And then if you go here to each of these sickle blades, essentially, he's got little tabs here that will zoom focus there. You have these little tabs here that are will peg into those. But taking a look at the weapons themselves, they do look very nice. Nice silver paint here all the way around. Some decent molded in detail on the actual handles as well. Same blue that we get with the actual figure. Overall, very, very nice. And obviously, you do get two of these things. So let's see if we can focus there. You do get two of these things, so very, very nice. And obviously, like I said, they store there, but we're going to set these off to the side for now. So yeah, Primal in his Gorilla mode looks absolutely great. Now, one thing I obviously don't do in most vehicle form or alternate mode descriptions is we're going to actually do articulation because it's a beast mode. So head is on the ball joint, so you can look up and you can look a little bit down. You can do a full 360, which is very nice. You do get a full 360 here. You do get a really insane, I mean, that's an insane butterfly joint there. Very, very nice. And then you obviously get the full 360, like I said. You can lift these shoulder pads up to get full range of motion here. Then you have an upper bicep cut, and then you do have 90 degrees at the elbow. And then you also do have wrist articulation for their full 360, which is also very nice. You do get waist articulation, but it's kind of pointless in this mode because you can't really access it. But you do get a little bit of forward and a lot of back actually. You don't have any other articulation besides that though. But for the most part, I mean, this is a very well articulated gorilla mode. I just wish that these legs were engineered in a bit better of a way to be able to get that I'm on all fours gorilla stance a lot better, because that's where we do see him for a majority of the movies. We do see him in that all fours stance. So, setting this guy off to the side here, we're going to now do a couple of comparisons. So, obviously, we have Primo right here. Here he is with the Studio Series Deluxe Class Bumblebee. Obviously, there is a big difference between a leader class and a deluxe, but what we see with Primal is he's more or less a Voyager-sized leader figure, and there's been a lot of contention with that. And what I'll say here is that when it comes to Primal, the feeling, the transformation, the articulation, I do think he is worth the leader price point given everything that they have given to us with this figure. I think that he is worth the leader price point. It's just the size that obviously isn't the leader that you would necessarily expect. But as you can see, here's Bumblebee. He is about as tall as Primal if you just stand him up, so you can see the size here. But yeah, I just wanted to grab a Bumblebee out here so that you guys can see compared to one of the actual like Earth mode, vehicle modes, that you guys can see the size between these guys. So yeah. All right, and sort of to go along with that, here we do have him with his other Maximals in Rhinoxosaurus Cheetor. Don't worry, I have Eraser right off here to the side. I'll bring her in a second here. It's just she kind of blocks everything because of her wings, so I wanted to get a size comparison here. So you can see they are considerably shorter than Primal because you can still see his head there, but at the same time they are longer, right? These are four-legged animals. This guy is primarily technically a two-legged, but he uses all fours. But yeah, you can see the sizes here. Again, Primal is about a Voyager size because both of these guys are Voyager, so you can see that. But at the same time, again, I think that this guy is above and beyond better than these guys, and even Eraser. So real quick, you guys will get lost here for a second, these two. So here's Eraser as well, and you can see the good size comparison between the two of them, and you can see like the wings. I mean, it makes sense that even the wings here for Eraser would be about the size of Primal, because keep in mind, birds have very big wingspans, and it makes sense to me, and this is how she was in the movie, so I am perfectly okay with Eraser being as big as she is for a deluxe figure, especially in her alternate mode, her beast mode. So again, very nice comparison, so very, very happy with this. All right, now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, it's time to get into the transformation. And the transformation is decently complex, but yet not super frustrating. So, first thing I like to do is take these shoulder bits, and then you can raise the arms up like this and just T-pose them essentially. And then what you want to do is essentially, I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but with the fists, what you want to do is shove them in, and they'll click in like that. And you'll do the same on this side, so you just shove the fist and click them in. If you don't do this, this will not fit correctly. So make sure you do this, and make absolutely sure you do this. All right, now getting back to the rest of the transformation here. Next thing you're going to want to do is flip this up and take the opportunity to rotate this around, and this will pop this out. So you can also fold this out as well. And then you want to rotate this all the way around. Oh, sorry. You take this panel also on the bottom and flip that up. And then what you want to do is rotate the fist so that the bottom of the fist is facing the inside of this. Then rotate this all the way around. And what you'll end up doing is take this, fold this down. And essentially what you'll have here is you'll have a slot there in this tab, and then this will just tab into place. It takes a bit of doing because you have to like make sure that's all lined up correctly, but once you do, there you go. You can get that lined up, and then what you do from here is you just simply take this and then you just fold it like so, and there you basically have the arm transformed. All you have to do is rotate this down and then rotate it around like this. Then you can rotate the fist the other way around, because the back of the gorilla mode is the front of the robot mode. So again here, not too bad. So what you do, take this, rotate it, fold this out, rotate this all the way around. What you want to do, rotate the fist like so that the top is facing the bottom. Sorry about the focus. Top is facing the bottom of this panel. Rotate this all the way around after flipping that panel as well, like so. Then fold this down and then fold this up. Make sure that tabs into place. Fold this back down. Rotate the arm down. Rotate it all the way around, and there you basically have the upper arms, the arms transformed essentially. Take the head, flip this up. Then you're going to want to take this entire section, untab it, and just rotate all the way up. And make sure the head is rotated up, because it gives you the clearance to actually rotate this whole panel up. Then take this bottom section of his abdomen, take this, rotate this all the way around, up like so. Now what you're going to want to do, while this is all up, you're going to essentially grab like these two sections of the shoulders and pull it away. And then what you'll do is fold the head down, pull this up, rotate it all the way around, rotate this down, and while you fold the head down, because the head actually has to be down like that, then you fold that down like so, and then you just plug this back into place. Then after that, take this entire section, and what you'll notice is you accordion it down, take this little bit, fold it up like this, and rotate it, because that's the best way I found to actually get this correct. Then rotate this out, and what you'll notice here, basically, there is a tab right here, and then on the back of that panel you rotate from the abs, there is a slot right there, and then you just push that in until it clicks, like so. And now you basically have the entire upper half of the robot finish. And yes, this looks kind of awkward for the time being. If it'll focus, there we go. But let me tell you, the rest of this is pretty easy. So all you got to do, take these panels, fold them out, take this entire leg section and rotate it down. Same here. Then what you got to do, take the foot, fold it out like so. Then take the gorilla feet and plug those into the bottoms of the legs, and that what it'll do is it'll essentially push this. It'll push this part out, so do the same on the other side. So you can push this up, and then that'll again push this forward, and then all you have to do primarily, straighten the feet out, and essentially what you got here is you have a hole here, you have a tab here, you try your best to push it in there, and then take this entire leg section, and essentially these silver bits, once you rotate this in, this will essentially like slot into it just decently well, and then you fold the kneecap down as well, and there's the leg. Again, all you got to do, essentially rotate this up, try and fit that tab into the hole on that knee joint like so. Then make sure you rotate this all the way up, fold that, and basically like there we go. Just gotta fold that the gorilla feet in correctly. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, here we have the Transformers Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Leader Class Optimus Primal in his robot mode. And I gotta say, guys, Optimus Primal looks really, really freaking good. He looks really good. Taking a look at the head sculpt, this is probably the most controversial part of it. And the reason being is because obviously in the trailer we see he has a face mask, but he doesn't have a face mask here. Now, it would have been nice to maybe have found a way to engineer the face mask into it, but at the same time, as I mentioned in the previous video with Nightbird, you have to understand that these guys are making these figures 18 months in advance of the movie's release, and so there can be a lot of things that happen between that point as well as the movie's actual release in terms of design. And so obviously one of the changes they made to the design was to have a face mask instead of having his mouth out like so, very similar to obviously regular, like regular Optimus Prime. So what are you going to do? It's still really, really awesome, and I think the head sculpt looks fantastic. I mean, you can see the silver there for, like, the beard and, the top of what would be the face mask. His eyebrows, essentially, little head crest right there as well. Very, very cool. Then going through here, I mean, all that detail that was in the gorilla mode still stays here. All this nice molded in fur. You have these nice silver bits with a little bit of, like, battle damage, which is really cool if you take a look at that. Take a look. You see the battle damage there, very cool. You see more of that here on the silver in the chest. Nice detail for the abdomen as well. Very nice molded in detail. Very nice down here as well. All around, I mean, and then if you take a look at this guy from the side, you can see that he cleans up extremely well. Again, the only major, like, eyesore really is just these gorilla feet here on the back of the robot mode. Other than that, I mean, this guy cleans up extremely well. And just like before, you can take the sickles and the sickle blades, and then you can just store them however you wish by just shoving them there in those pegs right there. So really, really cool all the way around, and I'm extremely happy that we do have such a very nice and accurate primal. Again, it's really just the face, but other than that, I mean, this guy looks absolutely brilliant. So I have no real major complaints with this guy when it comes to the robot mode. So sending this guy off to the back, we're going to do some comparisons here in a second. So for our first comparison, here he is with the Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class Rise of the Beast Bumblebee. As you can see, obviously, there is a really big size difference because Leader, essentially Voyager, that is a Leader is a Voyager size, and then we have a Deluxe here, and obviously it's Bumblebee, so he should be significantly smaller, but obviously this works. Here he is with Deluxe Class Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Nightbird, Voyager Class Battle Trap, and finally, Leader Class Scourge for the Terrorcons. And finally, here we do have a little bit of a Maximal family portrait. Cheetor, Airazor, and Rhinox all with their leader, Optimus Primal. And as you can see, he is a slight bit taller than pretty much everybody. He's about like half, well, a quarter of a head taller than Rhinox and Cheetor, and obviously a significantly big, significantly taller than Airazor as well. But you can see here, they look amazing together, and I'm finally happy to have the 4 Maximal team all assembled. Very, very nice to have this set, and I'm very, very happy to have it. Alright, so with all of the comparisons out of the way, let's get into the accessories. So not only, obviously, I already showed off the sickle blades, he also comes with this chain where you can connect them to both ends to both of the ends of the sickle blades. So there is one of these that has a, right there, that'll focus. It has a little tab on the end of it, and then as you can see, the chain has two holes on, excuse me, two ends, and on each end, come on, can you focus? I guess it doesn't want to focus, but I guess from back here, what you can see, there's a hole here, and then there is a tab here. So obviously, the sickle with the tabbed end will go into the one with the hole end, and then the sickle blade that has the hole end will go into the end of the chain that has the tab in it. And then what you can do is you can have him obviously hold both of these with the chain attached. It's just a little bit unwieldy because of how this is articulated. So he can very easily hold the sickles in his hand, so you can just boop and boop. And then what you can do is you can do, like I said, you can essentially do something like this where there. See, you can have him essentially hold each of the sickle blades with the chain attached to them on the back. So you can have this look. It does look very cool, and I will say you can get some pretty wicked poses out of this guy with the chain, but this chain is primarily meant for Battle Trap, which I am going to be probably using it for because, yeah, this is way better for Battle Trap. But the other thing about this chain that's awkward is the way it's articulated. Each segment articulates in the opposite way that the previous segment did. So you can't get like a flowing chain where it's like it's just a one hinge that goes one direction for every single segment. They're just articulated like this, and you can see what I'm talking about, that the chain ends up being something more akin to this rather than like an actual just regular chain, and that kind of blows. The other thing he comes with is this really nicely painted key. So this is the warp drive key or whatever it was called. I forget in the movie. I'll put that on screen. I forget what it was called, but he does come with that. It's very, very nice. You can see the, let's see if it'll focus. Come on. There you go. You can see the nice silver there, and then you can see the nice painted amber essentially. And then what's cool is you can split it. It's a little tough, but I want to show this off. I don't want to break it too, but at the same time, I feel like there we go. Untwist it, and you can split it in half like it was in the movie. Very, very cool that they even added this in. I didn't even know when this figure was coming out that they added this as an actual accessory for him, but that's freaking cool. And then finally, we do have Nightbird's flinging around Optimus Prime's axe. And unfortunately, I'd show you what it looks like on Optimus Prime, but I don't have the Studio Series buzzworthy Bumblebee Optimus Prime. I'm still looking to get it. I hope that this holiday season I can just eBay, like get it off of eBay. Obviously, it's going to be way overpriced, but I have not been able to find this locally, and I missed the pre-order windows, both of them. So I'm really freaking sad, but I mean, what are you going to do? But this is very nice, nicely molded detail. Just no paint on it, but very nicely molded details you guys can see. Overall, nice accessory. I'm glad we have this for Prime, but it's a bit unfortunate that I still don't have my Optimus Prime. Urgh. But besides that, getting back into the figure, this figure's articulation is the last thing we'll go over before the reverse transformation, and it's pretty freaking amazing. So first we're going to remove the sickle so we can get a full idea of the range of motion. Excuse me. Head is on a swivel. I think it is on a ball joint, but because of the design of the neck, it's not exactly the easiest to like rotate it all the way. You can't even get a full 360. Looking up and down is pretty tough too, but the head's pretty much the most limited part of this thing. You do get a full 360. Shoulder bits obviously flap up if you need them. Rotation at the upper part of the bicep. Then you do have a 90-degree bend at the elbow, and then like the gorilla mode, you do have full wrist articulation as well. You do have the full waist articulation now, which is really, really nice. You do get that. You get forward really far. You get back also pretty far, and then you do get an upper thigh rotation here, and then you do get a little more than decent. Well, it's about 90, but if you force it, you can get a little more than 90 at the knee. And then you do have ankle rocker pivot, so you do have this, and then you can kind of go back and forth, but you can, from what I remember, do the splits with this guy. So you can get the pretty wide splits, and it's really cool that something like Optimus Primal can get some massive splits. But as you'll see in the photo section, you can get some pretty awesome poses out of this guy. And yeah, it's pretty freaking amazing, and I absolutely love the way that they did this figure all the way around. So that's it for the articulation, the accessories, and really the robot mode. You guys saw the awesome details, the great articulation, the good sculpt. Paint is great as well, and overall, amazing robot mode, and I don't have really too much to complain. So, to transform him back from his robot mode to gorilla mode, I again like to start off with the arms. So you rotate these up, and then you can actually rotate these all the way up as well. And then what I like to do is take this section, fold these out for one side, and then what you can do is start to rotate it, then rotate the hand so that the back is facing the inside of this panel, and then what you can do is rotate this around, and then take this panel as well, and then you can fold this back so that you get the actual slot for the hand that goes in there is open. Then you do this, rotate this down, fold this again as you rotate the hand inside, and then just press this in, fold this down, and you basically have the arm transformed. And then you can just take the hand, and then you can do that to it and unpeg the hands there, the fingers. Take this, rotate it all the way around. Do the same thing here. So again, all you got to do, very, very simple, just got to rotate this up, flip this up, then rotate this all the way around. Oh, excuse me, fold this out. Do this, rotate this all the way around, then rotate this around. Rotate the entire fist inside, take this panel, fold it down, fold this down, tab it into place, tab that into place, take the fingers and untab them, rotate this all the way around, and end it off like so. Take the back section, untab this. What I like to do is leave it up, take the ab section, rotate it down, and then just peg this into place. Then after this, you can rotate the arms down because this is obviously the front of the robot mode, or the gorilla mode. Now what you can do here, take the head and make it straight. Take the chest section, pull it out like so. Take this, rotate the head around. So flip this up, rotate it all the way around. Push this back down, flip this back into place. rotate the head up so that this has clearance. What you can do, rotate this all the way around, and then essentially this will just tab into place here. Just push it into place. Just takes a bit of doing, but you got it. There you go. Take this section, you can untab it and rotate it, and this can configure however you wish. I like to keep it down like that. And finally, rotate the head down, and then you just have the legs to do, and it's basically home stretch from here. So all you got to do, take these sections, fold them down, take this entire leg section, rotate it around, and accordion it like so. Excuse me, sorry. Take the feet, fold these up, rotate these up as well. So again, take these feet, fold them, rotate them up. Then you can take the entire section and accordion it. And then what this tab right here will tab into the hole in the where the knee was, that little slot for that panel here. Takes a little bit, and it's just the position I'm sitting in just isn't the best to do this either, but what are you gonna do? So like that. Sorry, this is taking a minute. Like that. There we go. Fold that down. Same thing here. I promise it's way easier than I'm making it look. It's just literally my frickin' seating position and my arm position is kind of suck because of what I have to compromise for where I'm to how I'm filming this. But you do that. Set this guy up. And there we do have Optimus Primal back in his gorilla mode. So, for my final and concluding thoughts on the Transformers Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Leader Class Optimus Primal, this is a smash hit figure. This figure is an absolute beauty. It is gorgeous. It feels great to handle. Transformation is great, and it's complex in a way, but it's also not frustrating. At the same time, all the details are very well painted. And despite the inaccuracy of the face in the robot mode, because obviously face mask, can't really fault the designers on that because of how long in advance they have to make the figure and design it in relation to the actual movie's release. So overall, the only faults I really have are really just in the legs. It's primarily just kind of the way the legs transform sometimes, how they peg into tabs and stuff like that, as well as just the fact that the feet are so exposed. Both the gorilla feet and the robot feet are exposed in both modes, and it's a bit unfortunate, but it still looks really good. It's just that's the only sort of eyesore that we really have with this figure. But overall, a fantastic figure, and I wholeheartedly recommend you guys pick this guy up if you get the chance to. So for me, I picked mine up at the Big Bad Toy Store, so obviously I'll leave a link in the description for that, but I'll also leave links to Hasbro Pulse as well as Amazon. Hopefully you guys can get this for your holiday shopping. In addition to that, if you guys are the type of people who like to IRL hunt, he should have hit retailers a while ago, so if you guys haven't been able to find him, again, I wish you luck and happy hunting on that. So that's about it. Out of a 10, got to give this guy a 9.5, probably closer to a 9.5. Very little wrong with him overall. Absolutely brilliant, and for my first Optimus Primal figure, I'm very, very impressed. But that's it for me, guys. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Please like, comment, rate, and subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Also follow me on the socials linked in the description below. And with that, guys, I will leave you all to the photo montage, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Peace.